Okay, so I mentioned this question is really similar to the previous one. This person is watching their CTL nosedive during cross season and they're looking for help. So it is similar to the one that I just answered, but I'll add kind of a few specific cross points here. And I did mention in the last question that TSS really does kind of overemphasize volume, which will impact CTL. And so when we shift into cross season and volume drops, so too will CTL. That's just, inherent within the model. But, that being said, take a look at your TSS from cross races and tell me if it's reflective of the effort. It's pretty rare that it's going to capture, what the kind of output in work, or certainly in sensation of work, and the resulting fatigue is going to be rare that TSS value is kind of truly captured from a cross race. And that's even more so on courses with more running or dismounts, remounts, time off the bike. Those are all generally kind of full gas efforts, but there's zeros on your power meter. So that is a big hole in cross racing data. So we just kind of accept that. And again, you have to understand, models are just that. They're models. It's a depiction of what is happening, but no model is perfect. And so it's important to understand what's going on behind the model in order to be able to recognize the limitations of the model. And that's all that's going on here. So, if you're coming back to your question though, if your biggest cross goals are later in the season, yes, you do want to be mindful to maintain some volume through at least kind of the first half of the cross season. If you race one day each weekend, make the second day a longer ride. If you race both days, try to get some volume on like Tuesday or Wednesday if you have time. A lot of people don't have time midweek, but you can also do like something that's kind of volume adjacent, like some kind of tempo sweet spot, sub threshold work, anything in those zones on the Tuesday or Wednesday, just to make sure that area of your fitness is kind of being covered. I think there's a tendency to do really high intensity workouts on the Tuesday or Wednesday between cross races, but you have to remember you are touching those areas of your fitness on the race day, and what you are in danger of losing is that more broad aerobic conditioning can kind of fall out from under you. And so make sure that you are maintaining that through the cross season. So yeah, any kind of sub-threshold work will work on the Tuesday or Wednesday. Make sure you're recovered enough. If you're racing Saturday and Sunday, it's really kind of got to be Wednesday, because you're probably not going to be fresh enough to do it on Tuesday. And, that will kind of help. It may not totally prop up your CTL in the way that you're wanting to see. But again, if you understand what's happening in the model and recognize that the model is not kind of reflective of everything that's happening and reflective of the larger kind of basis of your fitness, then you can understand kind of what's important to cover and what is less important. So, again, if you have goals later in the cross season, it is going to be important to maintain some volume or some kind of aerobic conditioning through sub-threshold work. If not, then you can kind of just race, recover, maybe do shorter workouts during the week and not worry too much about CTL, and then take a break when it's over. So in short, the drop in CTL is not worth panicking over, but you'll want to be kind of strategic with your timing and how you mitigate that drop.